Hello everybody, welcome to an episode of Lead with Mather. I'm just starting to do these. My thoughts are that every morning when I'm doing my morning cardio, post a quick video giving some thoughts and also a good tip for the day. And the one I wanted to talk about today was we just finished Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving holidays. So I really wanted to talk about being present and being thankful, which is something my whole life I've struggled with because I have a borderline addiction to productivity and getting stuff done. It's something I've struggled with my whole life, probably since my childhood. It's just been pedal to the metal the entire way, my entire life, which has had some benefits to it, but it's also had some downsides as well. There's times where I'm stressed out over things that I shouldn't be because even today I'm like, it's Sunday, but I've got to get my workout in, I've got to cook my food for the week, I've got to do laundry, got to make sure I do some stuff with the kids, to be involved with that, I've got to fertilize the grass, the list just goes on. And before I would always just let those things overwhelm me, and I'd be more focused on them than actually being present. And it's really been the last 2 years with some great help from my wife, who's really helped me out on these, is learning just to slow down. That, I'm not always measured by my level of productivity. I'm more measured by my level of being present. So I'm going to say that again. Don't be so worried about being measured by your level of productivity. Instead, focus on being present. Now, there's a dichotomy, of course. You can't just sit on the couch all day and be present with your family and be a good provider and a good person. There's a balance there. But, I challenge us all to take a look in the mirror and see where we're at. We should be about in the middle between that productivity and present stage. And as I do every day, probably numerous times throughout the day, try to sit back and assess where I'm at on these things. So, as your kids get older, they're not going to realize a lot of things in your life, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And I think our coworkers and our peers, if we're leaders, are the same way. They won't remember all the great big accomplishments and innovations and elevations in technology and everything else you did as a leader in your role, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. If you were present for them, if you listened to them, and once I really focused on that, it's really helped out my leadership as well. So that's kind of the morning motivation for me, is assess where you're at on that productivity and present stage, and then, make adjustments as needed, and don't stress yourself out too much. Don't think you have to be 1,000% productive every day. It's not doable. So be productive, but also focus on being present. All right, thank you.